Maybe you're thinking that this is just another video where you scroll and click on YouTube. In this internet full of empty options, that video you watch. Glance at your phone and remember other things at the same time. You might even comment about it with a friend, but then close the video, watch something else insignificant, do some trivial things, and never remember the information that's relevant, but you don't apply it in your life. In this video, unlike all the others you watch, seeking magical and simple solutions that promise to solve all your problems, I'm going to show you 5 habits that you absolutely must not cultivate. If you want to have an adaptive life with mental health, productivity, long-term thinking, and motivation, all of which are becoming increasingly rare in today's society. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how it works. And you know many people who are like this. Unlike what you do with other videos, I need you to watch this one. Close the browser tab, step away from your smartphone screen, and really think about what we're discussing here. Instead of just switching platforms and going to TikTok to watch people doing trivial things, I need you to reflect on these habits. I'm going to talk about habits you must not cultivate. And from these habits, from these ideas, start thinking about how to apply them to your life, starting right now. This isn't a video you can watch and then forget about. If that's how it is for you, it's just another form of self-sabotage perpetuated by you. So, if you don't want to have a maladaptive life, heading towards cognitive dysfunction and mental health issues, the first habit I want you to avoid at all costs is associating with harmful people, associating with toxic people. I know that often you might think it's not a problem. I know that many times you're aware that the person close to you occasionally hurts you, gives a forced laugh, and makes sly remarks. You know, they talk behind your back, but you ignore it and continue being friends with that person. This person often hurts you significantly, but somehow, in your mind, you remain attached to them, thinking they need to be around. Often, this occurs due to a dysfunctional belief you have about yourself. However, this person is a genic stressor within your life. Their presence is a stress generator. It's like having an infection within an organism all the time, recruiting and demanding the immune system. Eventually, this becomes tiresome, and you start experiencing emotional overload. Therefore, this psychological host orbiting your routine, this toxic and harmful person you're associated with, needs to be removed from your behavioral and social spectrum. I know it's often difficult, but removing a rusty nail embedded in your foot is much better. Prefer feeling that momentary pain, but not having that infection corroding your system from within, rather than keeping that rusty nail stuck there for years, causing a series of collateral problems. This is the first habit I want you not to cultivate. Urgently, distance yourself from toxic people. Urgently distance yourself from people who hurt you. Urgently distance yourself from people who compromise you cognitively. And from a mental health perspective, it's not as difficult as you think. Remember the metaphor of the nail, and keep that in your mind. It will greatly facilitate your decision. The second habit I want you not to cultivate is being sedentary. Don't be sedentary. This communicates to your brain and to the people and society around you how you take care of yourself. Your self-assessment as a person, your sense of self, the self in relation to others and to the world and the future, is influenced by sedentary behavior. A sedentary person, one who doesn't take care of themselves, who doesn't care about their health, communicates to everyone around them that they're like that. They communicate it to others and to themselves. William James, one of the most important psychologists in the United States, considered the father of American psychology, showed something fascinating in his studies: the ability of our body to inform. Our brain has an enormous capacity to read our bodily state. So, when you're not feeling well, when you're inflamed, when you're tired, your brain knows that. A sedentary body is energetically inefficient. It's enzymatically inefficient, and your brain ends up reading this, generating a low perception of self-efficacy that many people also call self-esteem. The third habit I want you not to cultivate is not studying or studying only one thing at a time. If you don't study, you can't keep up with the safety zone in your field. You'll only be in your comfort zone, which could result in possible dismissal or an inability to re-enter the job market, or even the inability to enter the job market again after finishing college or post-graduation. And if you study only one thing, you lose the ability to see the holistic sense. Here I'm using holistic in the semantic sense of the word, in the sense of seeing the world from a broader perspective. You can see your computer or phone in a systemic way, looking only at the screen, for example, or you can see this device holistically, a complete view of the whole, a view of every part of the cell phone or computer. When you don't study, you don't even know what that means. Metaphorically speaking, when you study only one thing, you're looking at a phenomenon from a single perspective. In an increasingly interconnected world, where fields are communicating more and more, it's interesting that you're able to see the same thing from different perspectives, as that will generate an increased input capacity in your brain, and thus your production, wherever it may be, will be enhanced. So, don't stop studying, and don't study only one thing. The fourth habit I want you to leave behind is cultivating only quick pleasures. Stop desperately seeking quick pleasures. Stop desperately seeking quick pleasures in food, video games, pornography, easy-to-read books, not reading entire news articles, stopping and giving up when faced with any situation that requires effort, avoiding situations at work where you know you'll need to put in a little extra effort, not wanting to evolve in your life and in the areas you need to develop effort to achieve. Stop endlessly scrolling through Instagram's feed all the time. Stop spending hours on TikTok. Stop consuming useless content on YouTube when you don't even learn anything from it, when it doesn't even entertain you. I'm not against entertainment. I'm in favor of entertainment, but at least entertaining entertainment. You're watching things that you think entertain you, when in reality these things are just reinforcing your dysfunctional habits. You see people smoking, you see people drinking, you see people using drugs, and you start normalizing that in your life, thinking it's common. Stop cultivating quick pleasures. Stop spoiling your dopamine system. The fifth habit I want you to stop cultivating is stop avoiding situations that generate stress. Stop avoiding uncomfortable situations. Stop avoiding situations that require effort.